Black people today have a very low self-esteem and sense of self-worth. You know this by the colonial terminology that we use to define ourselves. Let's look at these ethno-linguistic categories like Afro-Asiatic, Niger-Congo, Nilo-Saharan, Khoisan, and Bantu. All of these labels and categories are the intellectual property of white European men. That's right. All of the foolish neophytes posing as pro-black who swear by these labels are using terminology that their white colonial settler daddies gave to them on the plantation. I've seen so many of these clowns rail against so-called Hamiticism for spoiling the historical legacy of West Africans. Meanwhile, 100% of the major so-called language families of the continent were created by Hamiticists, especially the German ethnologists and anthropologists of the Göttingen school. Karl Lepsius, the founder of Hamiticist linguistics, created so-called Nilo-Saharan, which was originally called Eastern Sudanic. Wilhelm Bleek, one of his students, created so-called Bantu, so-called Niger-Congo, was created by the Hamiticist Karl Meinhof, and was originally called Western Sudanic. Karl Meinhof was also a member of the National Socialist Party of Germany. So-called Afro-Asiatic was created by the Hamiticist Friedrich Müller, and it was originally called Hamito-Semitic. The Hamiticist and colonial zoologist Leonard Schulze created so-called Khoisan. Theodor Benfey helped create Cushitic, which was originally called Ethiopic. The Hamiticist Gottlob Adolf Krauss created so-called Kwa, and the list goes on and on. Today we can confirm that all of these linguistic working hypotheses represent areas of diffusion and will never be proven valid. This is why none of these classifications have enough reconstructed proto-forms to completely articulate ancient African history. They all will be replaced because they are pseudo-scientific in the historical linguistics field. This is why it is important to support African linguists like Obadele Kambon and Dr. Sandro Capocicci. Our understanding of African languages must be completely reconfigured and based upon an accurate methodology in diachronic comparative linguistics. The work of Cheikh Anta Diop, Theophilo Benga, Gilbert Ngom, Hilaire Essongome, Mumuni Farmo, and Adama Drame, among many others, in finding recurrent, non-accidental sound correspondences between classical Metromenkemi and modern languages on the continent must be continued. Through a scientific understanding of our languages, we can liberate ourselves from the plantation, that is the languages of our adversary. This is a direct call to all Africans and Black people around the world to preserve our original languages and support the professors and linguists doing the work to reconstruct our historical unity. If we work together, we can create a brighter future for the next generation of African people on the continent and in the diaspora.